You're on your phone, scrolling like every other night. Then the screen goes black. Not sleep mode, not low battery, off. You look up. The whole street is dark. Not one window lit, not one street light, nothing. You step outside. The air is different, heavier. No hum of traffic, no distant music, no air conditioning drone. Just silence. And it's not the good kind. You check your phone again. Dead. Completely unresponsive. You try your neighbor's door. No answer. You knock harder. Nothing. You look down the block. Every house, every apartment, every shop, dark. You think, power outage, storm maybe, transformer blew. But there's no storm. The sky is clear, and you're standing in it alone. You grab the one thing that still works. Your dad's old hand crank flashlight, the one he kept in the junk drawer. You always made fun of it. Tonight, it's the most important object in the world. You walk the block, then 2 blocks. A dog barks somewhere. That's it. No voices, no footsteps, no doors opening. You look into a convenience store window. The clerk is slumped over the counter. Your stomach drops. You bang on the glass. He doesn't move. You pull the door open. It's unlocked. You touch his shoulder. He's warm, breathing. You shake him. Hard. Nothing. This isn't normal sleep. This is something else. You step back outside and look up. And that's when you see it. The sky is full of stars. More stars than you've ever seen in the city. Because every single light in the city is gone. And you're the only one still standing. You find a car, an old one, 1991 Jeep Cherokee, parked on the side street. Older cars still run. No modern electronics to fry. You hotwire it in 4 minutes, something you learned from a YouTube video 2 years ago. You never thought you'd actually use it. You drive. Every traffic light is dead. Every gas station, dark. Fast food windows, staff frozen mid-motion. A woman with her hand still on the fryer handle. A kid on a bicycle, tipped over on the sidewalk, just lying there, breathing, sleeping. You drive faster. You hit the highway. 40 cars stopped in the middle of the road. Engines silent. Drivers reclined like they all just chose to sleep at the same moment. You weave between them. You drive for 20 minutes. Same thing. Every direction. This isn't a city outage. This is everything. He remembered something. Emergency broadcast systems. Some of them run on backup power, older infrastructure, mechanical. You find the one station still transmitting. It's AM, 1040 kilohertz. Static. Then a voice. Pre-recorded, automated. This is an emergency broadcast notification. Then static. Just static. You sit in the Jeep on the empty highway and let that sink in. A geomagnetic event. A pulse. It didn't just kill the power. It killed every device made after 1985. Every modern car, every phone, every hospital machine, every government system. Everything except old analog equipment. And you look at your hands. You think, why am I awake? And then a worse thought arrives. Am I supposed to be? You spend the first night in a hardware store. You're not stealing, you're surviving. Bolt cutters, water purification tablets, a hand crank weather radio, rope, a propane camp stove, a hunting knife still in its box. You've been camping before. You know the basics. But this isn't camping. This is the whole world. You find a notebook and pen behind the service counter. You start writing down everything you see. Time, location, what you find, who's still breathing, what's changed. Because you're starting to think this might last longer than one night. Day 2. You check on 20 houses on your block. Every person alive, sleeping, breathing steadily. Pulse normal, no injuries. It's like the whole world just pressed pause. You start to think that you might be the only conscious human being on Earth, and something strange happens. You stop being afraid, and you start being curious.
You realize something that takes your breath away. You can go anywhere. Every building is unlocked. Every vault, every store, every restricted area. The hospital, you walk into the ICU. Machines are dead, but patients still breathe. The bank, the safe room door was left open mid-shift. You stare at the cash. You don't take it. Not yet. The police station. You walk past the front desk, past the cells, into the evidence room. You find confiscated weapons, drugs, cash, a wall of filing cabinets. You read one file. It's about a missing persons case, cold, 15 years old. You read the address of the last known location.
You write it down. You're not a detective. You don't know why you write it down, but something tells you that when everyone wakes up, information is going to matter. Whoever wakes up knowing things other people don't, that person has power. You hear a sound, a voice. It's coming from 3 streets over. You run. A woman, mid-30s, standing in the middle of the road, staring at her hands exactly the way you did. You lock eyes. She doesn't run, neither do you. Her name is Yara. She woke up 6 hours ago in her apartment, has been walking since. You compare notes. She noticed the same thing you did. No dreams, no symptoms, just awake when everyone else isn't. She's a nurse. She's already checked 12 patients. You tell her what you found, the radio broadcast, the geomagnetic event. She asks the question you've been avoiding. Why us? You don't have an answer. But then she says something that changes everything. I found someone else yesterday, before I found you, a man on the east side. He was awake, but I don't think he had the same reaction we did. What do you mean? She pauses. He was smiling. You find him on day 5. His name doesn't matter. What matters is what he's done with the time. He's been busy. He found a radio transmitter at a university campus, old enough to survive the pulse. He's been broadcasting, not to the sleeping masses, to anyone awake. You listen to his frequency, and you hear answers coming back. There were others, not many, but across the city, maybe the region, maybe farther, a handful of people didn't fall asleep, and this man has been collecting them. You ask him, how many? He says, enough. You ask him, for what? He smiles. You ever think about what the world looks like when it wakes up? Who's in charge? Who has the food, the water, the information, the weapons? Whoever decides that now gets to decide everything. Yara looks at you. You look at her. You already have a notebook full of information. You already know where the safe rooms are. You already know the cold case address. He's looking at you like he already knows it too. Day 7. There are 11 of you now. You've gathered in a community center. Candles, propane heat, food from the grocery warehouse 2 miles east. Nobody's hungry. The sleepers don't need food, but you do. Someone asks what happens when they all wake up. Nobody answers right away. The man, you've started calling him just First, lays out a plan. Secure key infrastructure, food distribution, clean water, power restoration. It sounds reasonable. It sounds like leadership. And then he gets to the part about the evidence room, the files, the confiscated weapons. He knows you found them. He's been watching. He knows about your notebook. I want the notebook, he says. Not asks, wants. And the room goes quiet in a different way than the world has been quiet. This is a threat dressed in calm clothes. Yara's hand finds your arm. You flip the notebook closed. I'll think about it, you say. First smiles. That smile again. Day 12. They start waking up. It starts slowly. A man on Elm Street, confused, staggering out his front door. Then a woman, a child, an old man. Within 6 hours, dozens. Within a day, hundreds. They don't remember anything. No dreams. No sense of time passing. To them, it's been an instant. To you, it's been 12 days. You make a choice. You don't go back to first. You go directly to the man on Elm Street who woke up first. Turns out, he's a city council member. You show him the notebook. You show him everything. The evidence room, the files, the cold case. And you tell him about first, about the plan, about the weapons, about the 11 people who spent 12 days deciding how the waking world would be organized. He listens to everything. Then he says, "How do I know you're telling the truth?" You hand him the notebook. "Because I wrote it down as it happened, every day, every hour, because I didn't know who would read it. I just knew someone should." 3 weeks later, the world is mostly back. Power is restored in patches. Communication networks are rebuilding. First and his group were found, questioned. 3 of them are under investigation for property crimes committed during the blackout. First himself walks free for now. His network is still out there, scattered, quiet. Yara goes back to the hospital. She doesn't talk about the 12 days much, but you see it in her eyes sometimes. That distance.
She knows what you both know. The world didn't just go dark for 12 days. The world showed you what it really is when all the systems fail. People organize around power, always. The question is never will someone try to take control. It's who moves first, and whether the person writing things down is faster than the person who wants the notebook. You still have a copy. You always make a copy. The world forgot what happened in the dark. You never will.